Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in. So today we're going to be checking out the GhostCat F3. Now, we heard about this bike a while back and we really didn't think anything of it. But then months later, we started hearing some hype about it and some really good things about it. So we decided to have it on the channel and check it out for ourselves and see if it lives up to that hype. So this comes in at $21.99. And they have an option of 8 different colors. So really good selection of colors for this bike. If you like a specific color, I'm sure they have it for you, and they have some cool mix-ups and combinations as well. Now, this bike does come in at 82 pounds, so it is on the lighter side compared to some of the competitor bikes out there. So it's not too heavy to pick up and throw it in your truck or in your car or even on the rack that you're using. The max load for a rider for this bike is 330 pounds, so it's actually significantly more than what we weigh at 260. So it's nice to see that. It's nice to see a support for heavier riders. It does have a top speed of 35 plus miles an hour, and we're going to see how fast we can get it at 260 pounds. Now, it does feature a 52 volt, 20 amp hour battery, and they say it can get you up to 51 miles on a single charge. Now, of course, that's the lowest level of pedal assist, lowest power level. So just keep that in mind. You're looking at around half that if you're using just throttle alone. Now, with the charger included, it should take you about 5 to 7 hours to charge it from 0 to 100. Now, the motor that's on the GhostCat F3 is a 1500 watt motor, and it peaks at 2080 watts. It's a weird number, but this thing is putting out 140 Newton meters of torque. So this should be pretty torquey off the line and should give you some pretty good power. It does come with hydraulic disc brakes, and they're very good. It does come with a 40 amp controller, which is housed in this little box here, right under the brake and tail light. You do get 20 by 4 inch fat tires. We'll see how these do as far as like taking the bumps and stuff, but these are designed to go on all terrain. So we'll see if we can get it on some trails and stuff and see how it performs. You do have a nice little half fender here in the back. Now, the rear suspension is phenomenal. You have a D&M burner, and this thing is fantastic. And other people say the same thing, so it's not just us. It's nice to see that this thing has so much travel, and you can actually really customize it, and you can really tune it for different types of terrain. You do get a 7-speed Shimano Altus. We'll see how pedaling is on this bike. I really don't think it's really geared towards pedaling. It does have a smaller crankset too, and I'm pretty sure the pedals are just for legality purposes. And you can actually see the crank arms are pretty short as well, which should be nice because these things will not touch the ground, so you won't have any drag or any scraping. But I really don't think this bike is meant to pedal. But if you have to, having that 7-gear Shimano is really nice. Now, as far as the F3 goes, the seat is fantastic. They do have an F3X that I believe has Tapia seats on it, and that's an even nicer seat. But this seat that comes on the stock F3 is still really nice and really cushiony. The seat height is 33 inches, so that should give you an idea if you can actually fit on this bike or not. We're actually digging the unique frame. We'll see how that feels as far as like ergonomics go. Now, they do give you a nice little bag from Rock Bros. You can store stuff on the bottom and put your phone up top so you can control it, and also maybe have a speedometer as well to see how fast you're going, and also control your music. So really nice. And this plastic is going to be touch friendly, which is nice to be able to control everything on your phone without having to worry about it getting dirty or getting wet. Coming over to the front of the bike, you do have a really nice front fork, lots of travel, and it is fully adjustable as well. So really nice to see that. No front fender in the box. Really wish it came with one, but we can live without it, and we actually think it looks better without one. You have your front hydraulic disc brake, as well as your front 20 by 4 inch tire. You get a large front headlight, which is actually pretty bright, as well as really nice cable management to make sure all the cables are out of the way. Now, we're really happy to see the on and off switch on the battery to make sure your battery isn't draining. So if you're storing your bike for a long time without riding, make sure that is off. And ideally, you want to take it off the bike anyways if you're storing it for a long period of time. But we'll turn that on so we can sit on the bike and go over some of the controls. All right, so sitting on the bike, it's super comfortable. Like we said, that suspension is really nice. We firmed it up a little bit for our weight at 260, so it's not too bouncy. Now we'll check out our handlebars and also our controls. We'll start from the left and go over to the right. You do have your left grip, which I'm not really sure about these grips. I'm not sure how I feel about them. They're kind of hard and kind of not grippy at all. So I'm not sure how I feel about those. I wish they were a little more grippy and less plasticky. You have your left brake lever along with your controls for the bike. So we'll power on the bike here. Using the power button, you do get the GhostCat logo and a full color display right in the center there. You have your up and down for pedal assist levels. So you have 0, you can go all the way up to 5 and all the way back down to 0. You can use the information button to flip through a couple display options. You have your odometer, your max speed, your average speed, your time, as well as your tripometer, and back to odometer. You do get miles per hour as far as speed right in the center here. You also get your battery bar as well as your voltage. So nice to see that. You also get a wattage meter, which is an added benefit. So really simplistic display, but giving you a lot of useful information at the same time. You do have a headlight button. Hold that down to get it to come on. You also can see your indicator on the screen as well, letting you know that your headlight is on, and also your screen dims a bit as well. Moving to the right-hand side of the handlebars, you get your Shimano shift levers here, your right brake lever, your full twist throttle, as well as your horn, which is actually pretty loud. So really simplistic controls on the GhostCat F3. Like we said, you also have this Rock Bros bag here. We'll see if we can test that out while we're riding as well. All right, guys, so there are the specs and features of the GhostCat F3. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take it out on the road, give you our first riding impressions, and let you guys know how it performs and our overall thoughts of the bike. If you guys have any questions, please leave it in the comment section below. We get back to everybody. All right, let's take it out and see how it performs. All right, so we're on the GhostCat F3. Right off the bat, this thing is really torquey. Like we said, it's putting out 140 Newton meters of torque. First things first, we're gonna do a brake test at the storm drain. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right, so that was pretty crazy. The brakes are absolutely phenomenal on this thing. You just saw, I mean, we locked them up. This thing stops really good with those hydraulic disc brakes. So nice to see. We're gonna do speed test here. They say you can get up to 35 plus miles an hour on this thing. We'll see what it gets up to. Speedometer looks like it's about 2 miles per hour off. Well, actually, it looks like it's pretty close. And we're actually using the Rock Bros bag that they include, which is nice for our phone. Now, we did get up to 33 miles per hour, but just remember, we are heavier at 260 pounds. So I guarantee someone that's lighter than us will be able to get a higher top speed and reach that 35 plus miles per hour. Now, as far as pedaling goes, the pedaling is not comfortable at all. We kind of knew going into it that crankset was really small, so you really don't have to worry about dragging the pedals on the ground, which is nice. So it's good and bad. So if you're looking for this bike to pedal, I think you're going to be kind of disappointed. Go all the way up to gear 7, and right now we're at 23 miles an hour. We are ghost pedaling and also kicking ourselves in the stomach. So this bike and bikes like it that compete with it are not really meant to be pedaled. So these are kind of high performance bikes, and the pedals are on there for legality purposes. So I think our brake test kind of heated up our brakes a little bit, so they're going to squeak. Now the bike is kind of small. We are 6'2", and again 260 pounds, so I am a big rider, and the bike is on the smaller side for me, but it is really comfortable. The seat is very comfortable. The rear suspension is nice and firm because we actually adjusted it, but when we got it out of the box, it was really springy and it moved a lot. So that would be nice for people that weigh a lot less than we do. But so the handlebars are basically Sur-Ron bars. We are hunched down quite a bit on this bike. So if you have back issues or whatever and you're a taller person, again, this bike might not be for you, but it's not really uncomfortable, to be honest. But we also know that people do have ailments, and it might be something that factors into deciding which bike to purchase. I am really impressed with the performance of this bike. It does have some nice torque, nice top speed. Now, even with these gloves on, it's really hard to get a good grip on the grips. So if we had one suggestion to GhostCat, it's to basically make sure you put better grips on here. Something that's going to grip a lot better. You're gonna have to go easy on those brakes. I really don't like listening to those. All right, so we're gonna take it on a quick trail run. Yeah, so this is really comfortable. It's taking the bumps and all the rocks and stuff very well. I'm sure that has to do with both the nice suspension and the 20 by 4 inch fat tires. But yeah, this thing is performing quite well. Yeah, this thing is really, really nice. Yeah, so if you're looking for a bike to both commute and be able to use on the trails, this is definitely one of the better choices. Very nimble, very easy to control. Wow, I am loving this. This is actually really nice. All right, so what we'll do is we'll go down more advanced rocky trail here and see how it does getting back up. Super impressed. I mean, this thing is really, really nice. I am taking it a little bit easier as I don't want to fall. Yeah, no issues getting up that hill. But yeah. And definitely need to be careful because this thing just makes you want to go faster. No issues with those trails. Phenomenal performance off-road, and it's just really refreshing to see a nice different competitor on the market. And we've heard great things about their customer service. I'll make sure the customers are well taken care of. Really haven't heard any complaints as far as that goes. There was the horn was a bit louder, but what are you gonna do? The one thing that I maybe would recommend GhostCat doing, and I'm not sure if it comes on the F3X or even possibly the F4 that's coming out, is turn signals. So as far as e-bike laws and things getting more complicated, state by state, seeing turn signals and stuff on here would be really nice, especially in Connecticut, since if you do have turn signals and stuff, that is required to be considered a moped, and you don't have to register it. So it would be nice to see that come already on this bike. I'm not sure if you guys can see, but this is on the smaller side as far as the size goes. But again, pedaling, this is not made to be pedaled. Look at how far up my knees are coming. I'm basically kicking myself in the stomach. If you have one of these and you're able to pedal comfortably, let me know how big and tall you are. So we're going to do a hill test on the GhostCat F3, a full power, throttle only, going up this good sized hill. Let's see how it does. We're at about 18.3 miles per hour, slowing down to about 16.7. I handled the hill quite nicely, especially with that 140 newton meters of torque. No issues getting up that hill. The one thing we do have to point out though is the display is kind of hard to see in the sun. All right, so there is the GhostCat F3. Really impressed with this bike as far as performance goes on the road and on the trails. Suspension is phenomenal. The brakes, even better. They did a really fantastic job with this bike. 52 volt, 20 amp hour battery should get you some decent range. The seat was super comfortable. Remember, on the F3X, you do get the Tapia seat, which is even better than this one, so I'm sure that's super comfortable. You do get the Rock Bros bag, which we're able to use for our speedometer using our phone, and it is touchscreen compatible, the cover there. You do have to lean forward a little bit as far as riding goes, but not a big deal. But if you're someone with back issues and stuff, you might want to upgrade the handlebars to maybe like a 4-inch rise or something. But these are Sur-Ron type handlebars. You get a nice bright headlight. Check that out. One thing we would like to see on this bike is turn signals. 20x4 fat tires do a really good job as far as handling any terrain we just threw at it. You get a nice bright tail light that also gets brighter when you hit the brakes. But guys, for $21.99, it's a fantastic option. We actually really like this bike. The styling is definitely different from all the others that you see on the market as far as competitors go. So if you like the styling, we definitely recommend this bike as far as something to get you around town and also be able to have some fun in the woods and different trails, different terrain, things like that. So this thing has a lot of power. It got us up that trail hill, also the large hill that we have here in our local neighborhood. But guys, a fantastic option with the GhostCat F3. If you guys have any questions for us, please leave them in the comment section below. We get back to everybody. And until next time, thank you for watching. We appreciate you. Peace out.